This is the second year in a row that we have gone through this blasphemy. People saying the Orlando Magic might be the 15 seed in the Eastern Conference, which is kind of crazy. I know the East is the best it's been in a while, but they have the former Rookie of the Year. They have Franz Wagner. They have a really good young core around those guys, good guards, good bigs, good wings. They bring in Anthony Black with the number 6 overall pick in the draft, potentially one of the best defenders in this class. They also have Jed Howard, Joe Engles. No, he was 6. I was right. But this Magic team, they are young. They get Jonathan Isaac back. That's one of the most important things I think that could have happened for them this offseason. So look out for the Orlando Magic today, and I'm going to tell you why you should be doing that in this video. This is a young team, really exciting, good defenders, good scorers. So, yeah. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below. Also, make sure you're not one of the 97%. So, I mean, you probably are. But make sure you're not one of those people that are not subscribed to the channel. If you do enjoy today's video at any point, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now let's go ahead and get started looking at the point guard situation. Anthony Black, as we just mentioned, we're going to get into depth on him later, into detail, I guess I should say, on him later. Yeah, number, 6 overall pick this year? Definitely interesting, given that you already have defense-first point guards on your roster, like Markelle Fultz, who averaged 14 points, about 6 assists, 4 rebounds last year. He had a really good year, was also very efficient, 51% from the field. 31% from 3, not exactly where you want to be, however. But other than that, Markelle Fultz was pretty good last year. Cole Anthony kind of slacked off ever since his rookie breakout year where they were just kind of bad and he kind of got empty minutes, empty stats. He hasn't been the greatest. If it was my opinion, Cole Anthony would be the guy out the door here for the Magic. I mean, he was much more efficient, which is what you asked of him last year. But, Fultz, really good defender, can facilitate. Suggs, good defender. I think it's too early to give up on Jalen Suggs. I know he's only like a year younger than Cole Anthony. But 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists last year for Suggs. I was really hoping he was going to have a breakout year. It just ended up not working out. But still, such a great defender that you got to keep him around. Same thing with Fultz. But Fultz is actually really good. Fultz is going to be the starting point guard. And then I guess Anthony Black will come off the bench. We'll see. But Anthony Black, like I said, the draft was not fantastic, in my opinion. Would have much rather seen them go a couple of different ways there. But Anthony Black, 12.8 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3.9 assists. Interesting that they went with yet another big point guard that can facilitate, rebound, defend, but can't really shoot. 30% from 3 now. He was a byproduct of some of the worst spacing in college basketball last year at Arkansas. 2.1 steals per game, though. Very enticing. But yeah, again, would have felt like they could have gone shooter. Grady Dick, Jordan Hawkins were there for both of the picks that they took. I don't know. Y'all let me know your thoughts on the pick down in the comments below. And then Jed Howard. Definitely another interesting pick, like I said, with both Grady Dick and Jordan Hawkins on the clock. They both seem like better pure shooters. I don't know. Jed Howard a little bit more athletic, 14 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. But, I mean, he can shoot the 3 ball. Don't get it twisted. Only 42% from the field, but that's because almost all of his shot attempts are from three-point land, which he shoots 37%. 80% from the free throw line is good. Making 4 out of 5 free throws, that's pretty solid. And as you can see, all but 4 of his field goal attempts a game were three-pointers. And it's not like he's taking all catch-and-shoot threes. Like, that was a catch-and-shoot 3. But as we're about to see, these are not easy shots that he is knocking down. Take a look here. I mean, probably 2 or 3 feet behind the logo. I know that's a big logo, but still, knocking it down, toe-tapping and knocking it down, straight chords. That one, sidestepping, fading away a little bit, that's a tough shot. I mean, it's kind of in rhythm, so, I mean, that's not as tough a shot as you may think. But here, one dribble, hezzy pull, tough. And that's not a 5'11" white guy in his face either. That is a somewhat taller white dude. Again, another somewhat taller white guy. He just hits him with a little crossover step back. So, I mean, the potential is there for Jed Howard. I think he's just got to develop. And then another smart signing, in my opinion, was the 2-year, $22 million deal they signed Joe Ingles for. Now, you might be thinking, what in the world? $11 million a year for Joe Ingles? What are you talking about? But they needed shooting. He's a veteran leader in the locker room, and the second year is a team option, so he will likely not be around next year. We will see how he does, though. He averaged about 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3.5 assists last year in Milwaukee. But again, that was in Milwaukee. He's playing off of Giannis. He's like the 7th or 8th guy that the other team's worried about. But hey, he can shoot the 3 ball, 41%, 87% from the line. Joe Engles, one of the best marksmen in the NBA right now. However, he is 35 years old. Now, speaking of the best in the NBA, let's talk about the best under-22 duo in the league. Now, in my opinion, these are a couple of the most underrated players in the league. Franz Wagner, coming into the league, I said he was a miniature Gordon Hayward. Well, turns out he is now taller than Gordon Hayward and probably going to be better than he ever was this year. I don't know, though. Prime Gordon Hayward was a dog. But putting up those numbers that you're seeing on the screen right now, good efficiency, especially from the field. The three-point percentage is good enough. Putting up those kind of numbers as a 21-year-old is crazy. Gordon Hayward was still at Butler when he was 21 years old, unless I'm mistaken there. But 33 minutes a game, 3.5 rebounds, as well as the points, the assists, the efficiency. It's very good. And then the Rookie of the Year, Paolo Banchero, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Essentially a man on a mission this year, was not guardable. But, at 6'10", 250, what are you going to do? Seriously. Only 43% from the field, 30% from three. Probably needs to cut down on the three-point percentage and just do that more. Attack the rim. Nobody's going to get in your way. It's the NBA. They're not taking charges, especially not when a Mack truck is coming downhill. Just go to the rim, big dog. Now, let's take a look at the lineups. These are just my projections, so don't flame me in the comment section below if your favorite player didn't start or something. But we got Markelle Fultz, in my opinion, far and away the best point guard on this Magic team, and I feel like there's not really a debate for that. I threw Jalen Suggs here in at the 2 just because of his defense. However, that spacing from the point guard and shooting guard is atrocious, so maybe you throw in, I don't know, maybe like a Joe Ingles. Probably not as a starter, though. Maybe you go out and trade for a shooter. Maybe that's what the Cole Anthony trade is. Maybe you put Cole Anthony at the starting shooting guard spot just to be a scorer. We'll see. They got good scoring, though, from the 3, the 4, and the 5. And really, even Markelle can score it. But Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, those are going to be your 2 scorers. Wendell Carter Jr., score and defense. He does a little bit of everything. Very versatile center. Very underrated center as well. Been playing, in Chicago and then Orlando. He's been very underrated for a while now, in my opinion. Now, let's take a look at the bench here. We got Anthony Black and Jed Howard. Just threw the 2 rookies in there off the bench. Maybe they go elsewhere. Like I said, Cole Anthony is not pictured here, so maybe Cole Anthony's coming off the bench. Maybe it's Jalen Suggs. We shall see. But with Anthony Black, he gets a chance to learn the reins before he jumps into the full-time starting role. And then you got Jed Howard, like we said, a really, really good shooter. You got Joe Ingles, another really, really good shooter. And then you got, when healthy, one of the best defenders in the NBA, Jonathan Isaac. One thing about this Magic team, they got length all across the board. Jalen Suggs is their shortest guy. And he's like a 6'3", 6'4". So that's a lot of length. You got Mo Wagner at the backup 5. Franz's brother, of course, actually had a really good season. And was one of the reasons they were able to cut ties with this man right here, Bobo, who is now a Phoenix Sun. But, like I said, bye-bye Bobo. But I think Jonathan Isaac is a guy that I've been on the Jonathan Isaac hype train since before he got hurt, right when I first started making YouTube videos. Jonathan Isaac needs to have a big-time year for me this year. I just hope he does not get hurt. He's one of my favorite players in the league just because, he's quiet. He just plays kind of like Kawhi, honestly. Both are injured all the time. Both really just shut up and play. Don't complain to the refs. Don't do all this off-court stuff. But yeah, Jonathan Isaac, love him. He's a dog. But yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like button and hit the subscribe button as it really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.